48 hours ago, in the cold wind of Songyuan, Jilin, only one message was spreading like wildfire. Don't open the door. Someone is randomly killing people. No official statement. No press conference. Just a photo. Allegedly leaked from a police internal system. And one northeastern town after another sinking into fear. The suspect is 34 years old. Released from a detention center only 6 months ago. It said he is carrying 3 knives and crossed 3 counties in a single night. Police vehicles were reportedly close to him, yet he still managed to escape. No one knows where he will go next, but everyone has locked their doors. Welcome to Red Eastern True Crime. If you want to see more crime stories, please like and subscribe. Let's dive into this story. On the evening of December 2nd, a document, believed to be an internal police inquiry notice, suddenly swept across every major social platform in Jilin. From that moment on, something in the air over Songyuan, Tongyu, and Qianan felt different. Doors began shutting harder than usual. There were fewer and fewer people on the streets. Inside countless WeChat groups, the same screenshot kept flashing across the screen. Suspect Yao, 34, on the run, has killed many people. Yet, up until now, there is still no official, unified announcement from the authorities in Jilin, and no mainstream news outlet has formally reported on this case. This story begins with that one leaked inquiry notice. The notice itself is painfully short. Suspect, Yao, 34. Build, medium height, 165 to 170 centimeters. Appearance, square round face, black medium length hair, darker skin tone. Clothing at the time of the crime, black top, black pants, sneakers. Issued by Tongyu County Public Security Bureau, Intelligence and Command Center. No formal wanted bulletin, no press conference, but the image has already exploded across moments, short video apps, and local WeChat groups, spreading much faster than any official response. When reporters called the Tongyu police, they got just one line in reply. The inquiry notice is still valid. We are not at liberty to disclose details. Songyuan police were just as cautious. The suspect is at large. We are in the process of arresting him. The manhunt is unfolding in the shadows. But what is spreading even faster than the search is fear. In the early hours of December 3rd, reporters reached a man who knew the suspect, a former inmate using the alias Lin Gang. He and Yao had once been held in the same detention facility. Lin describes him bluntly. He's an old face, went in many times for theft. Each time he entered the detention center, he seemed to know half the people there, because he'd already been in and out so many times. He's not tall, thin, but talkative and sharp. The type who blends into a cell block faster than most. Lin was released 6 months earlier than Yao. This June, when Yao finally walked out of the detention center, the very first thing he did was talk to Lin on WeChat. He told Lin he wanted to head south, start fresh in another city. Lin tried to steer him back onto the right path. Stop stealing. Anything is better than sneaking around. Go find a job at a factory. Just do something honest. No one expected that Yao's so-called dream of the South would turn into a midwinter nightmare in the Northeast half a year later. After the killings began, everyone who had ever known Yao found that they could no longer reach him on WeChat. Lin's first instinct was to try persuading him, turn yourself in. But the moment he sent the message, he realized he had already been deleted. A 10-minute video soon surfaced online. A screen recording made by one of Yao's former cellmates, allegedly captured while the suspect was on the run. You can't hear the cellmate's voice at all. But Yao's voice is steady, low, and disturbingly calm. He is standing in the dim stairwell of a residential building, breathing hard, but speaking with chilling composure. I've got 3 knives on me. The police won't catch me within 5 days. If I really want to hide, they won't find me for a month or 2. Then his tone shifts, sliding into something even darker. He says he doesn't want to live anymore. I'm done living, bro. Being alive just feels miserable. Living alone like this, there's no point. He continues, almost matter-of-factly. "This is my last contact. After this, my phone goes off. I've prepared medicine for myself. I will never have freedom again." In the final seconds of the video, he glances upward toward the street and murmurs, "There's a SWAT vehicle right outside, just down the road." Midway through the call, the cellmate's phone lights up. The police are on the line, calling at the exact moment he's recording Yao's words. Images claiming to show the crime scenes and the victims began circulating online as well. Some even circulated a video, saying it captured the suspect wandering inside a room and looking directly at the camera. No attack, no action, just a quiet moment that felt disturbingly close. At the same time, the earliest wave of rumors started to spread. Yao killed someone and then began taking revenge on society. Police never released any official details about the killings, but local accounts online were disturbingly consistent. He killed in Changling, injured several, fled to Tongyu at midnight, and at 7 a.m. the next morning, killed another person in Tongyu. Community WeChat groups sent out urgent alerts. Do not open the door for strangers. Report any sighting immediately. School groups followed with warnings of their own. Principals were ordered to personally oversee safety measures. Schools were told to tighten security during class hours, and boarding schools were instructed to strengthen nighttime protection. In some groups, said police rewards of 20,000 RMB, about $2,800, for any useful lead. Soon after, videos appeared showing roadblocks going up across multiple counties. Tongyu, Qianan, and Songyuan, all setting up checkpoints at the same time. Traffic police, SWAT teams, and armed police filled the streets, turning the region into a full-scale manhunt zone. Rumors from local residents came in countless versions, but they all pointed to one conclusion. The case was extremely serious. The numbers most frequently repeated were 7 deaths in Changling, 2 deaths in Tongyu, 9 deaths in total, plus multiple injuries. None of these figures have been confirmed by officials, but they spread far faster than any official response. The version circulating most widely goes like this. Yao broke into a home to rob it and was caught by the homeowner. The homeowner called the police. Police couldn't find the exact location and called the homeowner back. As the homeowner answered the phone with one hand, Yao broke free and stabbed him repeatedly. Thinking he had killed the homeowner and believing he would face the death penalty anyway, he snapped completely and began attacking others. This account cannot be verified, but fear doesn't come from facts. It comes from silence, from the feeling that no one is stepping forward to clarify anything. Adding to the confusion, another rumor began circulating. He's already been caught in a field in Daozi Township, Qianan. But almost immediately came the counter question. Is that just a stability maintenance story? The more information spread, the further the truth drifted away. Under the icy winter night, fear spread like a fuse catching fire, racing across 3 cities in a straight line. From the evening of December 2nd until now, along the stretch from Changling to Tongyu to Qianan, the entire region has remained on edge. Some people were too afraid to return home. Some packed up and moved to relatives' houses overnight. Some gathered friends and played mahjong until dawn. It's safer with more people, they said. Schools issued urgent notices. Do not let children go out alone. Communities followed with warnings of their own. Do not open the door for strangers. Drivers posted videos from the roadside. The intersections are blocked. Police are checking every car. Even people far from home, in other provinces, even overseas, started worrying about their families and friends back in these towns. It felt like a 3-city emergency alert, but without a single official announcement. In the vacuum of information, fear spread on its own, quietly, naturally, and uncontrollably. The suspect's background paints the picture of a man who had been ignored for years, someone who had quietly slipped through the cracks long before this began. According to multiple former inmates and people familiar with him, the suspect's full name is Yao Yuan. He had been imprisoned at least 6 times for theft. As recently as 2024, he was still in the Changling Detention Center, and he was only released in June 2025. He has no parents, has never married, and after his release he lived alone. An obvious sleeve tattoo covers his right arm. He had no job, no stable income, and almost zero social support system. None of these things are motives on their own, but together, they outline the portrait of a man who had been living on the margins of society for a very long time. A person drifting between indifference, survival, and instability. If the rumor that he was caught during a burglary and then snapped is true, his mindset at that moment may have been chillingly simple. If I'm going to die anyway, I might as well kill a few more. And that is what terrifies people the most. A fugitive, in a completely unhinged state, with nothing left to lose, and the potential to escalate at any moment. As of now, the suspect remains at large. There has been no official announcement, no wanted bulletin, and checkpoints continue to appear across multiple counties. Online rumors contradict each other. Truth and falsehood blur together, and fear keeps spreading, while the real facts remain absent. The lack of transparency from government departments is not an accident. It reflects a deeper unwillingness to expose social injustice, a weakening economy, and the failure of a social support system that no longer functions. And authorities will never permit the public to say out loud that these problems are, ultimately, their responsibility. What makes this case even more unsettling is its timing. At the end of the year, a period when violent incidents often spike. Every winter, countless factories, companies, and construction sites delay wages and bonuses until the very last moment. But when employers refuse to pay, people already living day to day, surviving on every yuan, can be pushed directly to the edge. And someone standing at the edge often needs only a single moment to cross into irreversible extremity. This case is not only about a fugitive, nor merely about a missing public statement. It reveals something larger, a society left in an information vacuum, fear growing in the silence, a long-ignored marginal figure collapsing into violence, and an economic downturn tightening life to the point where extreme acts are becoming increasingly common. And in tragedies like this, the victims, almost without exception, are always the most vulnerable. The truth still has not surfaced. The pursuit continues. 3 northeastern cities remain suspended in a long, freezing winter night, waiting for an answer. All we can hope for is that the next message we hear is no longer another rumor, but an ending. In the next video, I'll share the full 10-minute video call between the suspect and his former cellmate. We'll wait and see, together, when and how he is finally caught. What do you think about this case? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you'd like to hear more real true crime stories, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel.